is financial accounting. Others would have the company code, and the business area. These three things we need to do now. So when it comes to real-time scenarios, these three things will be done by the finance consultants. The entire financial accounting will be taken care by the finance consultants, right? Are you with me on this? So this is for our practice, and you have to know how exactly we are going to do these things as well. It's better to have the knowledge of these things as well, right? So see, these are the last 4-digit codes which you are finding over here, OX15. These four uh, these 4 digits for the transaction codes, and how exactly you'll be able to get these things is I'll show you how to get it. Wait. So here in this we are unable to see the transaction codes, right? How we'll be able to get it is go to additional information, again additional information, display key, ing activity. Okay, click on this, then you will be able to get the additional information which is related to the transaction codes. You'll be able to get each and every transaction code over here, OX15, right? Are you with me on this?
Yep.
So here in this we will define the company. Click on this ing activity. So RLC in the system there are 505 entries over there, right? So if you wanted to create a company, you can create a new entry or you can copy from an existing one, right? So both the ways you can do it. So here in this what I'm doing is I'm creating a new entry. So let us assume a company, and we do create all the organizational elements and the entire business process to that company, and we'll see the execution. Just give me a company. Guys, I am asking you.
SMI, Sony Metal Industries.
No, any existing company, if at all, if you can
Apple.
give me any existing company, then we can correlate with that, and then we'll be able to see.
The Dell.
Okay, so here in this you can give up to 6-digit code, right? So either alpha or numeric or combination of alpha numeric you can give over here. You can give up to 6-digit code over here, and say this is the company name. I'm taking as Dell India Private Limited.
Hey, Lakshmi, can we use all the US companies? The reason why is like it's easy for us to calculate the tax and other stuff, you know.
Okay. Right?
Thank you.
Yep.
So here in this, the street, post box, postal code, these three things, and the city, these 4 things were not mandatory. And see here in this, the country is mandatory over here. And see here in this, are you able to find any difference between these 2 things? The city, this field, city field, and below the field, country. Is there any difference between these 2 fields? Are you able to find any difference?
Yeah, we can actually pick up a country or
the country having a mandatory a list of things will be there in the field of country, but in city it doesn't have.
See here in the city, whatever you give, the system will accept it. But when it comes to country, see here in this, whenever you find this icon, here in this, you have to select one entry which is there in the system, right? So if you give any new entry, the system is not going to accept it, right? See, already the countries were given, almost all countries will be there in the system, right? If at all any country is not there, we can map it, right? So India is, you want me to do it for US, right? Yep. So let us do it for US. Take the US. The language key is EN, it's for English, and the currency is USD. Okay.
Yep.
So if you press enter, see already an entry already exists with the same key. Handing is Lenovo. This is also there. I'm taking as HP11, right? So let us create the entire enterprise structure or the entire pricing procedure, everything for this HP company, and we'll see the execution of every transaction, right? Are you with me?
Yep.
Shall we go ahead with this?
Yeah, sure. And
Hey,
with
Lakshmi.
the US country code and language and currency.
Yeah. So here in this, what I'm
Hey,
doing is
Lakshmi.
I'm doing each and everything for US, right?
So, what's the purpose behind creating the enterprise structure?
Enterprise structure is the
Yep. I mean, like on a very higher. I mean, what's the
Uday?
yes, Uday here. So I wanted to know all
Yeah.
the business rationale behind creating the enterprise structure. Who creates? Why they create? That kind of thing.
See, if you wanted, just assume that you wanted to create a sales order, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the company is located over the globe, right? And you wanted to create a sales order. Where you are going to create it? Does this require an enterprise structure or not? Does this require a distribution channel or not? See, you are creating a sales order for a particular customer, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
where you are creating, in which country you are creating, whether you are creating in US or India or where exactly you are creating, right? You have to maintain the company structure, organization structure, right?
Yeah.
Without the organization structure, where you are going to sell this product, where you are going to manufacture this product. So, in the enterprise structure, we're going to map each and everything related to the organization structure. It is nothing but the existing company's organization structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clear?
Yep.
Any other guys? Any doubts why we are creating this company, company code, all these things, the enterprise structure, the entire enterprise structure?
it's a
Any
kind of
doubt?
a basis for all the company which where we are going to create, and the path like distribution channel, sales org, all this stuff. It's like a base of the construction.
Yeah, it's an organization structure, right? So
Yep.
here in this, after giving all these entries, just press enter, right? After pressing enter, if at all, if anything wrong is there, if any entry is, if you are going to overwrite anything, then the system will let you know. Okay, see, previously we have taken as del, but the system given us an error message, right? Like this, in each and every transaction, whatever you are creating, just press enter. After giving all these entries, just press enter. Then, if at all, if you have maintained any wrong entries, then system will give you the messages, right? Error message. It will give you the error message. So here in this, I'm taking HP11. So it is not there in the system. I'm saving this, right?
Can you change the company name as well?
Yes,
HPS. Okay.
right. So I'm saving this. So here in this, you will be getting this transport request number. So here in this, what I'm doing is I'm creating a new request. What is the significance of this request numbers? See, yesterday we have seen in the testing phase, we'll be testing the application, right? From have you seen the landscape, system landscape?
No.
See, in SAP, we do have a three system landscape. We have seen the landscape as well. Let me show you that. See, we have seen this as well. Sandbox, development server, key server, and production server, mirror box. So This is a landscape of SAP. In these servers, from one server to another server, if you wanted to move the data, if you wanted to transport the data from one server to another server, how exactly you are going to do that? See, from the development to quality server, if you wanted to transport the data, then how exactly you are going to do this? Only with the help of this request numbers. See, here in this, whatever the request number is there, with the help of these request numbers only, we are going to transport the data from one server to another server. And do remember this, the transport request number will be remaining same in all the servers. See, here in this, the transport request number is DM0K901398, right? So, this is going to be same in all the servers, right? Development, quality, development, quality, and the production servers. In the three servers, you are going to have the same request number, and it is not going to be changed. And do remember this: once the request number is released in the sense, once if it is transported from development to quality, then you will be not able to release it again. Only once you can release the request, right? Are you
Yes.
with me on this?
Yes. So just some
Again,
more
yeah.
more information. Starting three alphabets are the system number, and the K9 will be fixed. That K9 will never change, and the remaining six
See,
digits are the incremental numbers.
don't go in detail into the request numbers. Okay, this request number will be taken by this request numbers will be taken from the internal number range, and those internal number ranges will be taken care by the basis consultants. Just here in this, what you have to do is, whatever you have done the customization, you have to give a request number for that, right? You have to give a request number for that, and you have to make a note of all those request numbers, and you have to transport the request numbers, and you have to release the request numbers in a sequential way. Whatever the number is, that a request number is not relevant for us. Okay, just you have to note down the request number. That's it. How or what is the format of this that request number? It is not that much of important for us, right? It will be taken care by the basis consultants,
So
right?
one question.
Is it clear?
Yes. So one question.
Yeah.
Suppose we have created this transport number or the request number, and if I
Yes.
forget that, how to retrieve what is my request number?
Yes. Yes. I'll show it. I'll show it. No issues. And do remember one more thing. See, here in this, we're having the dependent entries. See, assignments are completely dependent on definitions, right? In the definition, we are defining all these organizational elements, and in the assignments, we are doing the assignments to each other. Whatever the company here in this I have created, I'm going to assign it in the assignment, assign company to company code, right? So the assignments were they're completely dependent on the definitions. So you have to give a separate request number for definition and the assignments. Why? Because if you have given the same request number for definition and assignment, both the things, then when you transport the data, then both the things, definition and assignment, both the things move at a time. And while in the assignment, if the system goes to the respective database tables and searches for the entries, there the system will not be able to find the entries unless until it is transported. Why? Because both the things were in the same request number, right? So this is why we have to create a separate request number for definition and for the assignments, right? Not only for the definition and assignment, if at all any dependent entry is there, you have to create new request for that request numbers, right? Is it clear? Anything else? Sony,
Yep.
this
No.
request number is clear?
Yeah, that's mainly used to transfer a request number, like the what which we have done is being going to save, and before that we are entering this request because we are just naming what we have done previously. That
For that purpose also it can be used, right?
No, this request number is used to transport the data from one server to another server
Suppose,
in the landscape.
Lakshmi, can you
Yeah,
like correct if I am wrong? So it is
yeah,
like I am a developer, ABAPer, or I
yes,
am a a functional consultant. I have configured something, say organizational structure, enterprise structure in my local machine. So if I want to
yes,
push that changes to the next environment, be that a QA, be that the prod. So then the basis team requires my request number in order to push all my changes from my system to the another environment. Is that right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Uh, yes, exactly. And see, the releasing of these request numbers also it should be done in a sequential way, and the same importing the request numbers also should be done in the same sequence. See, here in this, we don't have to maintain all the request numbers in a sequential way. The same way we have to release those in the same sequence. We have to release the request numbers, and in the same sequence, the request numbers has to be imported in the destination server as well,
Okay.
right? They transport the data, right? And once, if the request is released once, then it is not. You will be not able to release it again. And if you want to do any changes, for that you have to create a new request number. And the request number once you created in the development server, and the same request number will be you will be able to find in the quality server and in the production server as well. The request number is not going to be changed, and only once you can release it, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
And
Yep.
so I'll show you how to release these request numbers as well. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a new request number. So I'm taking as HP11 enterprise structure definition. Just give the short description. That's it. See here in this, the request number is grayed out and it will be taken automatically from the internal number range, right? So just give the short description, whatever the activity you're doing over here, just save it, right? So here in this, see, system has given a new number range. It is 901515. This is my request number. Say I have forgotten this request number, right? See, until unless you see this message, data was saved, you have to see this message. So what I'm doing is I just wanted to, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How do we going to?
So here in this, the data was saved. Say I just forgotten my request number, whatever the request number I have created, I just forgotten that. So where I'll be able to get the request numbers and where exactly I'm going to transfer the request is the transaction codes. If you wanted to make a note of these transaction codes, make it SE01 or otherwise SE09 or otherwise SE10. The three transaction codes SE01, SE09 and SE10. Just go to any of the transaction code and here in this give the user ID, give you a user ID and see here in this again there are two type of request numbers for there. One is customizing request and the one is workbench request. So what is the difference between these two requests? What exactly customizing request and what exactly a workbench request? What is the difference between these two things? The customizing request will be created by the functional consultant. Mostly, as a functional consultant, we do create the customizing request numbers, and the workbench request numbers will be generated by the ABAP consultants. Okay, and the major difference between these two things were the workbench request numbers There are local and transportable workbench requests. Local workbench requests have the losses. So the major difference between these two things were the first and foremost thing is customizing requests. As a functional consultant would have created, workbench requests will be created by the above consultants. And the difference between these two things is customizing requests, it will be done only for that particular client. And the workbench request number, whatever the changes you do, it will be applicable for all the clients. See, while doing the login, do you remember that screen? What all things we do find? Client, user ID, password, and the language, right? So yep. Let us say that in this particular server, we do have three clients, 800, 900, and 700. Whatever you do, the customizing requests, they are client specific, and the workbench requests were they are cross client. Cross client in the sense it will be implicated in all the clients, right? Are you with me on this? So select this customizing and workbench both the request and select the modifiable and released. If you select this release, there you will be able to see all the released request numbers also. This is the modifiable one in a sense you can uh, release those request numbers, and if you select this, this is released and press enter, right? So here in this you will be able to say this is a client number, and this client number what all things you are having, workbench request and the customizing request. See here in this I have just now I have created this 1515, right?
Yep.
901515. And say just assume that I just wanted to transport this company from the develop, let us assume that this is a development server, and I just wanted to transport this new company from this development to quality server, right? So how exactly I'm going to do this? Already I have created that. That is clear, right? Yes, are you with
Yes.
me, Ravi?
Yep. The creation of this one HP11.
Yes. So I have created that company, and I just wanted to transport that. See here in this is my request, and see HP11 enterprise structure definition. And in these request numbers, we do have two request numbers again. This is a parent request and this is a child request, or otherwise you can say it is the main task. This is a task request and this is a sub task. I just got this number only. I just got this 1515 request number only while doing the configuration, right? While saving that company, I just got this request number only. But from where it is got 1516, system automatically generates a sub task for this, right? So here in this, first we need to release this child request or the sub task, then we have to release this main request, right?
Hello, Lakshmi. Sorry for the interruption. This does not relate to enterprise structure, right? It relates to
This
attack, right? We
this
have
is related. Yes. Yeah, tell me first. Tell me.
and for enterprise structure, we have to define the company code, sales organization, and distribution channel, division, etc. Right?
Yes.
And the remaining things will be dealt by the other SAP consultants, right?
Yes.
And we just need to have the basic knowledge about it, but no need of actually working on it, right?
Yes. We do have to know all these things, and it's better to have the knowledge. And do remember this. We are only going to release these request numbers. See, whatever you have customized, you are the person who is going to release it from development to quality server.
Okay.
You have to transport the data, then you are going to, the basis consultant is going to import the data in the destination server. See, from development you have done the customizations in the development, right?
Yes.
And he doesn't know what all the things you have done. You only have to maintain the sequence, and you only have to release the request numbers, and you have to give the same sequence to the basis consultant.
Okay.
Then, after releasing all this data from this development, in the quality server, he is going to import the data.
Okay.
Okay, the same sequence, the basis consultant is going to import the data. Or otherwise, sometimes you only have to do the import part as well. It depends, completely depends. If the requirement is there, then definitely you only have to do that.
Okay.
The transportation of the data from this server to that server, and then after that, importing the data, first releasing the request, and then importing the request numbers over there. Both the things you only have to do sometimes.
Okay.
It depends.
Okay.
Right? Clear?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
So first we have seen the customization, and then now what we are saying is how to transport this. I'm just giving you the process, right? So first we need to release this. Select, place the cursor on this request number. This is called as a subtask or the child request, and click on this truck symbol. This is to release directly. Click on this release directly, right? This has been released, right? Now you have to find this. Then only it means this request number is released. So once if it is released, then you have to select the parent request or the main task. Select this and click on this transport. Release the request. See here in this error in pre-export methods for request. See, some issue is there. Before doing this transportation of the request numbers, we have to do certain configurations. Those configurations will be taken care by the basis consultants. First, they have to define the TMS system, transportation management system, right? So, without doing that TMS, if you try to do this, then you will be getting the errors like this, right? So, this is a process actually, right? Are you with me on this? Yes, is it clear?
Yep.
Ravi, Syed, hello, Kishan. Is it clear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are good.
First and foremost thing is what are the things we have done is first we have created an organizational element and we just transported that from one server to another server, right?
Is there any transaction code for that? The SE01?
SE01, SE09, and SE10.
Hey Lakshmi, I'll Google it. But what's the difference between 0, 1, 10, and 9?
All are same,
Or same? Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can use any of the transaction code, right?
Yep.
So again, go back to the enterprise structure. So here in this, what we do is we have seen the entire process, right? So now let us go one by one. So I have created a company, and now I'm going to create a company code. So for the remaining things, I'm not going to do the transportation and all. Okay, we'll go ahead with the configurations, right? So I have just shown you one example, right? How to transport the data from one server to another server. That is clear, right? Yes, are you
Yes.
with me?
Yep.
Yes, Ayad. What is the transaction code? Sayed? Sayed, it's better if you can speak. It's better for me. So what is the other transaction code you are finding for transportation? Normally we do use SE01, 09 and 10. Any other T code is there apart from this? This is to release the request numbers. Why do we use this SSE1? This is to make the client copy. If you wanted to make the client copy, then we do use the SSE1.
Hey Lakshmi, can you elaborate the client copy?
See, here in this, let us say an example. See, I have done the configuration in 800 client, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and if I wanted to, I just created a request number in 800 client, and I just wanted the same in the destination server, right? In the destination server, I have imported it to, let us say 600 client. From here, 800 to 600 client, I have imported the data, and again in that, I have another client 500. But I want this data into that client. Actually, I have imported in 600 client, but I want the data in 500 client. Then how you are going to do this? Through this client copy by transport request. Through these request numbers, we will be able to do that. So here in this, we will have the source client and the transport request number, right? So here in this, if you do this SSC1, then you can copy the data from one client to another client. Got it? See, in the development server, this number I have created a request number, right? 1515. This I have done it in 800 client, and let us assume that we have imported it in the quality server, which is a 600 client, right? And but I want the data in 500. Then how you are going to do that? With the help of this SSC1, here in this video give the source client and the transport request number, then we can copy the data from one client to another client. It's a client copy with request numbers, right?
So where have we mentioned the target client?
In the next steps.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here in this, the entire configurations were not there. The entire basis configurations were not there. That's why I'm not able to show you all those things.
Okay.
This is the concept behind this. Anything else? Syed, is it clear? Anything else? Any doubts? Any clarifications? Yes, exactly. See, while importing the data itself, there itself you can select the target client as well. While importing the data, there you will be having the options for importing into the respective client. So, from this development 800 client, I have released the data. While importing the data, system will ask you for the target client in which client you wanted to copy this data. So there itself you can select the client, or otherwise if you have selected any other clients, then with the help of this SSC1 you can copy the data for the other clients while doing the import. Let me try to this SE011009 1s and 01. These are to release the request numbers. SE01, 09 and SE10. All these transaction codes were to release, and this is in the development server, and this is a source. This is a source server, and this is SEC1. It will be done in the destination server. Let us say this is development and this is the quality, right? See here in this, while I'm trying to do the import, see system is saying that TMS not configured for system DM0. There is no TMS configuration is done for this system, so we are not able to see the entire process, right? Are you with me? Is it clear? Everybody, Uday, Kishan, Ravi, Sayer, Sony.
Yep.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
So shall we go ahead with the enterprise structure? So here it is. See, as we discussed in the previous, the company code, and the business area and the credit control area, all these things will be done by the finance consultants. All these things will be created by the finance consultants in the real-time scenarios. But it's better to have the knowledge of creating all those things as well, right? So that's why we are creating, and even without the company code, we will be not able to see the execution of any transaction. Why? Because it is the highest organizational unit within the finance, and without finance implication, we will be not able to do any transaction. So here in this, I'm doing the company code, creation of company code. For this, the transaction code is OX02, and the field name is BUKRS, and the table is T001 as a table, and OX02 as a transaction code, right? So this is a path, standard navigation path. This is display IMG, this is IMG screen, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, edit, copy, delete, check company code. OX02 is a transaction code, and the field name is BUKRS, and the table name is T001. So I'm creating a company code. So here in this, we do have two options to create the company code. Either you can copy from the existing company code, or you can create a new company code, right? So here in this, what I'm doing is I'm copying from an existing company code. Why? Because there are a lot many assignments were there in the background for the company code. There are a lot many financial uh, things will be there, right? So there is GL master data is there, field status variant, fiscal year variant, each and everything. There are a lot many things were there, and we are not going to do all those things in the real time scenario as well. So it is not that much of required for us. So what I'm doing is I'm copying an existing company code. I'm copying the data from an existing company code. So here in this, double click on this edit company code data, right? So here in this, you will be able to SAP AG. Here in this, for this 0001, you will be able to find everything for Germany. And apart from this, we do have 1000. So what I'm doing is I'm copying it from 1000. Wait. Double click on this first one, copy, delete, check company code data. So here in this, we'll be able to find this blank screen. In this, select the second icon, copy organization object. Are you able to find this? Are you with me? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yes.
So what I'm doing is I'm copying one company code. Why? Because there are a lot many assignments were there in the background, and I'm not going to do all those things in the real time as well. So it is all those things will be taken care by the finance consultants. So I'm just copying from the existing value. See, the system is going to read all the tables in the background. It will take a little bit time, and please be patient. Any doubt as of now? The request numbers and related to the request numbers, transport is. Guys, you're clear with the request numbers, right? So here in this, copy from company code as 1000, right? Copy from 1000 and two company code here in this. Give whatever you wanted to create. I just wanted to create a company code saying that HP11, right? So I am taking the same
Lakshmi,
code.
I have one question here.
Yes.
The company code 1000, all these, like, the standard, all these are standard, right? So if you give some like company code, if I want to give like 1001, I cannot give like that, right?
Why aren't you looking at quality?
Yes, we can.
But if already exists that company code, is it global wise or like only the company wise?
Why do you think?
I'm not getting. Can you please
repeat? The company code is like the SAP global wise, like I suppose the company code 1000 is already taken by someone, or like how does this company code works? Like, is it unique thing or?
See, in SAP, whatever the codes you are finding, all those things were unique. The 1000, 2000, 3000. 1000, it's a standard which is given by SAP itself. While you are getting the servo from SAP, there the 1000 will be there, right? So 1000, it's a standard entry which is given by SAP itself. See, one complete configuration will be there for this 1000, and it is given by the SAP AG itself, right? It is for the practice purpose. And if you wanted to make any changes, most of the times what we do is either you can use the same as well. You can do some changes to that according to the client requirement, and you can use it. But we are not going to do any changes to the standards, and we are going to make a copy of that, and we are going to use those things, right? Are you with me?
Yes, I got it. Okay. Yeah.
And see, the concept of company code is, see what exactly a company code is. Other day we discussed about the organization structure, right? Company code. Company is a unique thing. The company is unique for client, and the company code. What exactly this? Company code is a highest organizational unit within finance, right? And how you're going to give the company codes? See, let us assume that, let us take an example of Tata Group of companies. It is into global wide, right? It is having its operations in global, across the globe, and the business process is different from India to US, right? If the company is selling the cars, here the tax structure is different, the transportation system is different, the entire business process is different from as compared to India and US. So even the currency is also different. So the different currencies you cannot map. So India and US, here in this you are having Indian rupees and that is dollars. So there is huge differences there currencies. So how exactly you are going to map the business process? What I'll do is, in this case, I'll give one company code to India and I'll give another company code to US, right? So there are two company codes. So there, I'll be able to identify the business through those company codes. In the India, how much is the business? I'll be able to easily identify that. This is how we're going to bifurcate the things, right? And if you wanted to get the reports, there is again the global currency will be there. Those settings will be done by the finance consultants, right? Is it clear, Kishan? Concept concept of the company code. Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear now. Yeah.
Guys, the other guys, Ravi, is it
Yes.
clear?
It's clear.
Today, Sony?
Yeah, can you just tell me the path to like copy the company code data?
Yes, I'll show it again.
Okay, thank you.
So here in this, you'll be able to find this IMG screen. You know the path for this IMG screen, right? So click on this enterprise structure. This is the path.
Okay.
Enterprise structure.
Okay.
Under this enterprise structure, you will be having definition.
Okay.
Under this financial accounting. Under this edit, copy, delete, check company code, and the transaction code is OX02. And the field name, technical name of this company code is BUKRS. It is there in the Excel sheet which I have sent yesterday, right? And the table is T001 as the table name, right? So click on this AMJ activity. Then you will be able to find two options: copy, delete, check company code, and edit company code data, right? Double click on the first one, copy, delete, check company code, right? Are you with me? Then here in this, you will be able to find this blank screen. So select this second icon, copy organization object, right?
Okay.
Then system will read the tables, the background tables, and it will give you from which company code you wanted to copy.
1000.
From 1000, I wanted to copy, and to which company code you are copying this. I am creating a company code over here, HP11. This is my company code, right?
Got it. Thank you.
So click on continue. See, system will ask you for certain permissions. Then say yes. Do you want to copy the GL account company code data? Yes. What are the GL accounts were there for 1000? All those GL accounts also will be copied if you say yes. So I'm not going to create the GL master. So I'm saying yes to copy the GLs. See here in this, the reference company code has a local currency of EUR, euros. The currency is euros, and the currency for this company code, this is HP11, which we are going to create in US, right? The currency is different. Do you want to allocate a different local currency to the target company code? Yes. I'm going to change the company code from euros to USD or otherwise. If you wanted to use the same currency, then say no, right? So I just wanted to change the company code. Say yes. Give the currency USD, right?
Yep.
And say continue. So system will give you this. This is just an information message. Just say continue. Say continue. Continue. See, system is copying all the background tables. So what are the background assignments for the backend assignments? All those backend assignments will be done for your company code as well. What all the assignments were there for 1000? All those assignments will be copied for your company code as well. HP11 which we are creating now, right? Are you with me on this?
Yep.
It will take a little bit time to do the copying of all the tables. Right? So here in this, you got the request number, right? So under the same request only, I'm creating this company code as well. If you wanted to allocate any new request numbers, then you can click on this create new request, and you can create a new request number, and you can save the data under that new request number, right? You got the concept of this request numbers, right? Previously we have seen. Guys, are you with me on this?
Yes.
Yep.
And this, see here in this task or a request DM0K901515 has already been released. And if you say yes, then this means already this request number is released, and if you save any data under this request number, it is not going to be transported from this server to another server. So the system is informing you to change the request number, right? Whatever the configurations you are doing, you will be not able to transport it. Why? Because already it is released. The request number can be released only at once, right? So that's why the system is giving me the issue. So here in this, I am creating another new request. I am taking as HP11 configuration, right? System has assigned another new number. Previously it was a 1515, but now we got 1517. Why? Because and between 116 is the subtask which is automatically created by the system. There you have seen, right, in SA01. So I am saving this data, the company code data. See, all the database tables were copying for this company code as well. Number ranges, say continue. Say continue.
Again, in these company code also we have a number range.
Yes, for this company code we do have certain number ranges which were related to the financial documents. So the documents, financial documents also you'll be having some number ranges. So the system is copying those number ranges as well. Right?
Is it automatically or manually?
In the sense?
It's being the numbers are being assigned by the system or the consultant.
And no, the consultants, the finance consultants, they are going to assign the number ranges.
Okay.
They will be taking care of those number ranges as well. Okay. See.
All right.
At the end of the transaction, you have to say this: selected objects 1000 and completed activities, company code 1000 copied to HP11. So this HP11 is created now, right?
Yep.
Now there is no need of saving this. Why? Because already the system asked for the request number. I have created and given that request number, and it is saved, right? Now back, right? One step back, and now go to this edit company code data, right?
Yeah.
We just copied it and we just created it, and but there is some data we need to make the changes for this address of this company code, and some data is there. We need to change it, right? So this is what I have copied it, and I am going to do the changes to that the existing company code. There are 547 entries for there. If I go by this list one by one like this, then it will take good time for me to search my company code. So for that, what I'm doing is click on this position and give the code which I have given. It is HP11, right? Give the code and press enter. System directly take you to that particular entry. See, this company name is copied from 1000, and this is it is there as say address Asia. I just wanted to make the changes. So select this and click on this details icon, the second one, right? Here in this, you will be able to make the changes to this. HP US company code. I am taking the city as NJ, New Jersey, and the country as US, and the currency is USD, and the language EN, right? all the changes I have done as per my requirements, right? So apart from this, we don't have the address for this company code as well. The company for company you will be not having any address, and for the company code we don't have the address. So give all these details, and then after that click on this address tab. Here in this, all these details were also copied from that 1000. So I'm just renaming it HP11 US thing. So all these things were not mandatory. So this is the search term. Search term is used for searching this particular entry in the list of entries. So I'm giving the country as not IN. It is US, and the region is nothing but the states. What all the regions you're having, you'll be able to find all these regions over here, right? So mm, I'm taking as NJ, New Jersey, right? And remove this time zone. This time zone will copied automatically from the country, US. It will be copied automatically, and select the language as EN, right? So after giving all the details as per your requirement, say continue, right? Now save it. System will ask you for the request number and say continue, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
This is the company code which we have created now. This is how exactly we're going to create the company code. And see, in the real-time scenarios, we're not going to create this company and company code, and it is better to have the knowledge, right? And we have copied this company code, right? And in the real-time scenarios, the finance consultant, they may create the new entry. They may not copy this. Why? Because they know all the settings, what all the settings has to be done in the background. And they can create the new entries as well. It is not a thumb rule to copy, right? Are you clear on this? Creation of company and company code. Now, I'm creating a business area. So for this business area, the transaction code is OX03. The path is same. So here in this, for this business area, we do not have any backend data like company and company code. Why do we use this business area? It is to get the geographical reports. It is to get the reports in these geographical areas. Click on this IMG activity, and this is completely related to finance, right? So it is just a 4-digit code and description. That's it. Go to new entries, and I'm giving as HP11. Just press enter and save it. That's it. Right? Are you with me on this? So till now we have seen the creation of company, company code, and the business area, right? We have seen the creation of these financial uh, related organization elements, and from tomorrow onwards we'll see the sales and distribution, sales organization, distribution channel, and division. So as an SD consultant, from where our work is going to start, from here, sales and distribution. So creation of sales organization, distribution channel, sales office, sales group, all these things we'll see from tomorrow onwards. Okay. Any doubts as of now? Guys? Sony? Any doubts?
Hey,
Christian? Uday?
hey,
Savi?
Lakshmi. So we have created the company right now, uh,
Yes?
with the OX15. So how to go to a data tables and see whether see the data that we have created exists or not.
Guys, 1 second please. 1 second please.
Doing something. Yeah, it's difficult today. Looking before 3:30. After 3:30 is that 2:50. Yeah. Yeah. Anytime after 3:30 is fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, can you hear me? Uday?
Yeah, I can.
Uday, you are saying something? Uday, can you hear me? Hello? Guys, can you hear me? Kishan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Listening?
Yeah, Uday. You're saying something?
Hey, Lakshmi, I had a question. So we have
Yeah.
created the company, right, with the OX15. So I wanted to
Yes.
see, like how to go to that table
Database. You want
T880.
to see in the database table, right?
Yes, and see the values in there.
Yeah. I'll show it. So, for browsing the data in the database table, the transaction code is SE16. Okay. Go to the SE16. And what is the table for this company?
T880.
T880 as a table name for company. Okay. So here in this, give you a company, right? So what is that? HP11 we have created, right? So give it and execute it. There you will be able to see the details. This is the company, and what is the country for this? What is the language of this? And what are the details you have given? What are the details you have filled? You'll be able to see all these details over here, right? What is the currency of this? It is USD is the currency of this, right? Uday, is it clear?
Yes, and there's one more view that I had seen. Uh,
Which one?
SE11. No, I don't remember. So
Lakshmi, I'm sorry. Lakshmi, can you just
Yeah.
tell me what is the transaction code given for to see that company code? The viewing
SE16.
16.
It is a transaction code to browse the data in the database table levels.
So if I want to see all the fields and the field names for those respective table,
SE11.
okay.
Okay. Give the table and click on display. There you will be able to see all the fields. What all the fields were there in this? You will be able to see all the tables in this database.
So this is for to view the structure of the table, and SC16 is to view the data of that table. Am I right?
What all the data is there in that table? You will be able to get it in SE16, and this is to see what all the fields were there in that table.
Okay.
Right? Is it clear?
Yes.
So, anything else?
I'm good.
Guys,
And this
No.
is SE11, right?
SE11.
Okay. Thanks.
So, as of today, I'm ending with this. Any doubts?
Mm, I'm good.
Any doubts in this? So, be prepared with these things. Okay. So,
And
tomorrow we'll
Lakshmi,
go.